opportunity to give a talk on this occasion. Through this presentation, I would like to give you a glimpse of the exciting physics of neutron stars, and I want to convince you that neutron stars are a unique astrophysical lab to study matter at extreme conditions. Now, what are neutron stars, and how are they different from ordinary stars? And the animation going simply over. Neutron stars are actually compact stellar remnants resulting from the death of massive stars. Now, the ordinary stars that we see, like our sun, burn for millions of years by burning hydrogen in their core to produce helium. This fusion reaction, releases energy which heats up the stellar core and thus produces thermal pressure which balances the star against gravitational collapse. For slightly more massive stars, helium further fuses to form carbon and again to form oxygen, and thus heavier and heavier elements are produced, with the result that an onion-shaped structure is formed in the star. For more massive stars, the core temperatures are high enough to allow silicon to burn in the stellar core and produce iron. Now, we already know from the binding energy curve of nuclei that iron has a maximum binding energy per nucleon. This means that for fusion of iron, the process will be endothermic, and this will not be allowed for equilibrium conditions. So the thermal pressure which balances the star against gravitational collapse stops when the fusion reaction ceases after formation of iron in the core. So there is nothing to prevent the star from collapsing, and this results in a supernova explosion. Now, the picture here shows a supernova explosion in our own galaxy, which happened in 1987A. This is before the collapse, and this is the explosion. Now, once core collapse begins, it proceeds very rapidly through the photodisintegration and inverse beta decay processes. These processes rob the core of pressure and accelerate the collapse, and ultimately this turns the composition to neutron rich. Now, what happens is that the core collapse continues till it reaches nuclear density, and we already know that nuclear matter is incompressible, and this results in a rebound. The shock wave proceeds towards the boundary of the star, and it plows through the infalling matter, dissociating all the heavy elements, and ultimately explodes the star. The proto-neutron stars resulting from the core collapse ultimately can settle down as a neutron star or even as a black hole if the star is massive enough. Now, why do we want to study neutron stars at all? Neutron stars have masses like our sun, of the order of 1 to 2 solar masses, which is confined within a very small radius of only about 10 kilometers. This means that the matter is extremely dense. A spoonful of neutron star matter could weigh tens of millions of stars. So, studying core superdense matter of very high densities, this is the ideal candidate. The magnetic flux is observed during the collapse, and this suggests that the magnetic field of neutron stars will be very high.